Now see here, in previous session we have discussed about how to execute applet in two different ways. So once again I will show you how to execute them. So see, already I have taken some examples for that applets. So see, first I will show you how to execute an applet with HTML file. So see here, if you see this graphics demo one, if you see in this example, I have written some code inside this paint method. Already you know what is meant by paint. If you are going to write anything inside a paint, that is going to be presented on your applet. So what I am saying, g.setColor is what? Black color. What is the string that has to be drawn on that? Welcome to study tonight. Some at some x-axis and y-axis. In the same way, set color of blue, fill oval, draw arc, all these are going to be printed on your applet. So here what I have taken, initially I will take this one. That means what? Applet code also inside the same Java file. Okay. So now I will execute. If you are going to consider applet code and also Java code in only single file, how to execute that code? Now I am going to show that. So see, already we know that graphics demo dot class. Okay. So dot Java. Okay. See, there are no errors. So now how to execute applet viewer space graphics demo one dot Java. Why we are going to execute again Java only? Because wherever applet code is present inside your Java file only, so that applet viewer will come to this Java file and it will check for applet code, and later in applet code what is there? Graphics demo one dot class. In graphics demo one dot class, what we are having? The code that is present in your Java file. That means from here to here, this code is converted into bytecode and stores in class file. The class file name is what? Graphics demo one dot class. So now what happens? Your applet viewer comes here and executes the code of this graphics demo one dot class on the applet. So what is the size of your applet? 300 and 300. So now you will get the output. So whatever we have written in your paint method, we can see here. This is first case. So now I'm going to remove this applet code here. I'm going to remove this one here. And next I have written the same code in your HTML file. Separate file I have created and I have written the same code here. Okay. So I will show you first how it has been written, so that you can already yesterday I have given you some brief introduction about tags. Okay. So now see what is the code I have written here. So see, HTML, as this is the HTML code, the tag is what? HTML, and end code is HTML. What is the body of this one? So in body I have written what? Applet code. Same tag will be same here. And so applet tag is completed, body is completed, and HTML tag is completed. Now I am going to execute my applet by using this method. So first what I have to do, see, first I have to compile. Same procedure. Compilation is same because the your applet code is present where? Inside graphics demo one dot Java only. So I will compile the same file again, no problem. So now see, compilation is successful. Now where is your applet code? Your applet code is present in graphics demo one dot HTML. This is HTML file. So I have to uh, execute what? I have to execute this .html. So whenever I'm going to execute this HTML file, directly your control comes here and it will check for applet code, and it will go to which class? It will go to a class called as graphics demo one dot class. So now it will execute. Okay, this is one more case. So in the same way, I can also directly open the HTML file. Okay, now see here, if you observe, so after compiling, for example, after compiling, if I go to directly HTML file and if I double click, see here, if I double click here also, you can view your applet on your Internet Explorer also. There is some web browser which is enabled with your Java. See here. Same way, whatever we have got in our applet viewer, we got here also. Okay, right. This is the case. Where we are going to execute applet in two ways. In previous session also we have discussed about these two cases. I have not shown this type of output when we have opened our Internet Explorer. So I have shown you once again this concept. Okay. So now So in previous session, we have seen what differences between applications and applets, and also brief introduction about your applets and how to execute applets in two different ways we have seen. So now we are going to see about hierarchy of an applet. So already in previous sessions, in our previous chapters, we have seen what, or units we have seen what. So if you are going to see the concept of exception, we have seen the exception hierarchy. If you are going to execute a thread, we have seen about from where it has to thread is implementing which interface that is runnable. We have seen all these concepts. So now we are already, while starting this unit also, we have seen the hierarchy of AWT. That is what component, container, and different type of components we have seen, all these things. So now we are going to see about applets. So we have to see applet hierarchy. Okay. Now you can observe your applet hierarchy. See here, you can observe our applet hierarchy. If you see applet hierarchy, already you know, first one is what? For every class, superclass is what? Object. Very important. Listen carefully. Already you know this one. Object is superclass of every class in Java. So as we are discussing about applet, these classes are important to understand. So object, after that component is superclass. Next component is going to the subclass of component is what? Container. Next for container, what is there? Panel. After panel, what is there? Applet. So remember up to here. So applet is there. Applet is subclass of panel. Panel is subclass of container. Container is subclass of already up to here. That means from where to where component to container. Already we have seen. That means up to here we know. We have seen in AWT components. So at that time only I have shown you these two also. But once again we are discussing here because we are discussing about applets now in detail. So I have to show you these things. So this is object. Next one component, container. For all the containers, what is the superclass? Container. Next for the container, what is that? Component. We know all these things. So now we are discussing about applet. So what is the superclass of applet? Panel. What is the superclass of panel? Container. For container, component. For all the classes in Java, object. Okay. So when we go to swings, we will see about this one. That is JApplet. So today in today's session only we will discuss about applet in applet that is using AWT components, and also applet which belongs to our swing components. That means this class is going to be explained today itself. So remember one thing, this is a class, okay, and JApplet is also a class. For this class, superclass is what? Panel and container and component. In the same way for JApplet, what is superclass? Applet. Remember that. For JApplet, superclass is what? Applet. It is very important to remember. Okay. Now let us see. All these are present in which packages? Sir, is AWT is applet is present in AWT? We will get some doubt. So I have written package names also after this hierarchy so that you can clearly observe which class belongs to which package. Now see, it is clear. It will be clear for you. See, this is the hierarchy. So already you know that your object class belongs to lang package. So here from here to here, everything panel is also belonging to what? AWT only. But while coming to applet, it belongs to applet package. See, these three will component, container, and panel belongs to AWT package. Okay, and also your applet class belongs to which package? Applet package. So here JApplet belongs to which package? Swing package. So we will discuss it later. Don't worry about these swings. After completing the concept of applets, we will see the swing components. Already we have seen AWT components like button, checkbox, text field, text area. In the same way, we are going to see the uh, swing components in our swing package. Don't worry. After completing this applet, we will see. So remember that if you want to get a components, AWT components, then we have to go for java.awt. If we want to get swing related components, we have to go to javax.swing. Okay, so remember that applet is a class belongs to applet package. JApplet is a class belongs to swing package. Here, don't worry about this javax. Here it is an extensive. Don't worry. Now after completing this one, when we are going for swings, I will explain all these things. Right, sir, why we have written here class? Because we are talking about these classes only. So this is what? Fully qualified names. That means if I want to tell about object, if I tell java.lang.object, it indicates what? Fully qualified names. All these are fully qualified names. Okay. So this is about the hierarchy of your applet. Here, what you have to remember, tell me. So superclass of all the classes is object. After object, we are having component. Next one container. Next one panel. From here, we have to remember panel. Next one applet, and next JApplet. Here, main focus should be on applet and JApplet. Applet is from applet package. JApplet is from Swing package. Okay, right. Now we are going to see about life cycle. Already we have seen some of the life cycles in our thread. Thread life cycle is there. There also we are having some states. What are those states? Uh, Newborn state. Next one runnable state, ready state, waiting state, dead state. In the same way, here also for applet we are having some states. These are the life cycles. Okay, in this life cycle we are having some states. First one is what? Born state. Don't worry, I will explain in detail. Born state. Next one is running state, idle state, dead state. That means if there is an applet, compulsory that applet will be in one of these states only. It may be in born state. Next one is it may be in running state, or it may be in idle state, or it may be in dead state. In these four states only your applet will be there. Okay, now see, sir, what are the methods that we are going to use while we are executing the thread life cycle? There, if you want to move from newborn state to runnable state, one method is there. From runnable state to running state, one method is there. For waiting state, we are having wait method. Next, many sleep method, many methods are there. In the same way here, to move from one state to another state, we are having some methods here. Okay, so now see, here if you observe init method, so to initialize an applet, that means beginning. So first method that is going to execute what? Initialization. Because on applet, what we have to do, that will be initialized. First we have to initialize that. In which method? Init method. In the same way, after initialization is completed, what we have to do? We have to start our applet. So next one is what? Start. After starting, what happens? It will enter into running state. Okay, while running, if you want to perform any painting concept, that means what? Draw line, draw rectangle, draw oval, fill oval, these type of methods, if you want to execute on an applet, we have to use paint method. So we are mainly focusing on this paint method when we are going to our swing concept. Okay, don't worry, I will show you. Okay, next one, while running, if you want to stop your applet, stop is nothing, stop is not related to destroy. Stop is different, destroy is different. So destroying is means what? We are going to terminate applet. Applet will not be there after destroying. But what is meant by stop? Now see, if you see your screen, for example, your screen contain an applet. So that what happens? Your applet is in a running state because it is visible. Something is happening here on your applet. My mouse cursor is moving, for example. Now, when we can say our applet is in idle state, for example, see here, I am going to highlighting another one. Now see, this applet goes into idle state because I'm accessing this one now. Otherwise, this is one case. Next case. Now, if I minimize this one, if I minimize this window, that means what? Your applet goes into idle state. Okay, that is meant by idle state. So stop is different, destroy is different. Stop means what? You will go to idle state. So when we will come back, see here. Now when I'm going to press on this one, now see, where is your applet? For example, we think, let us consider this is our applet. So now I have opened this one. So your applet enters into which state? Idle state. So when it is going to idle state, internally it executes which method? Which method? Stop method. So now it went to idle state. Sir, now I want to come back from idle state to running state. That means what? Now again we came to our applet, for example. So which method is going to be executed again? Start method. When start method is going to execute, what happens? We are in running state. So from running state, after completing my applet, I can go to destroy, or from idle also I can go to dead state. That means which method is going to be executed? Destroy method is going to, when destroy method is going to be executed, you are going to that applet is going to be destroyed. Or we are, if you are going to talk in the way of our HTML documents, your browse from browser we are going to exit it. Okay, these are the different methods you have to remember when we are discussing about our applet lifecycle. So what are those methods? First, let us see what are the states that are present: born state, running state, idle state, and dead state. So what are the methods we are going to use in this one? First one, init method, start method, stop method, paint method, destroy method. These five are the important methods that are present, that are used in our applet states. Compulsory these methods will be used. Okay, I will execute, don't worry. Now, very important point I have to tell. All the methods, see, start method, stop method, paint method, and also init method. So sorry, init method, destroy method, start method, and stop method are belonging to your which one? Applet class itself. But okay, I will explain each and every individual. Paint method is not belonging to your applet class. It is taken from its super class. Component is a super class. So from component also your applet is getting some properties. If you see the hierarchy, you can remember above your applet, what is there? Panel. Above panel, we are having container. Above container, we are having component. So from component, your applet has overridden one method called as paint method. So this paint method is taken from where? Your component class. Remaining all methods are present in our applet class itself. Okay, right. Now already I have discussed about these methods. So briefly, let us see what are the points we are having in that. So the init method is the first method to execute when applet is executed. Variable declaration, initialization operations. So already we have executed many applet programs in our lab sessions. So that what we have done in init, what we are going to do, we are going to initialize a button. That is what, for example, button b1 equal to new button of 10, or sorry, new button of some string we are going to pass. In the same way, if we are going to initialize a text field, for example, t1 equal to new text field of some size we are going to give 20, 10. In that way, we are going to give. So all these initializations will be done in which method? Init method. Next, what about start method? After, whenever we are going to complete initialization, while we are executing, which method is going to execute? Start method. So if you see, I will show you that start method. Once, see here. See, when I'm going to click on this one, see here. If you see this one, applet started. That means what? Before, first we have initialized all these things. Later we are going to do what? Started. That means started. That means after initialization, which method is going to be executed? Start method. Okay. The start method contains actual code of the applet that should run. Okay. The start method executes immediately after init method. It also executes whenever the applet is restored, maximized. That means what? Now you this, let us consider this screen is your applet. Now what happens? I have opened some other thing that your applet goes into which state? Idle state. Once again, if you want to get back to running state, what we have to do? We have to, whenever I'm going to click on this one, what happens? Again, which method is executed? Start method is executed. See here. It also executes whenever applet is restored. That means what? Now it is there. This is called as restoring. Okay. Otherwise, here applet is there. Already it is in idle state now. When I'm going to click, it is called as restore. Or we can say already it is there. Now two different windows are there. But your applet is viewing, but it is in idle state. That is nothing but maximized or moving, anything. Whenever we are going to performing these type of actions, internal start method is going to be executed. What is the stop method? The stop method stops the execution of applet. Now let us consider this applet is there. Now when I minimize this one, what it indicates what? It went into idle state. That means it stops its execution. The stop method executes when an applet is minimized. See here, I have minimized. Or when moving from one tab to another tab. For example, here it is there. For example, I am showing you this one. And also I am going to show you this one. See, I went from this tab to this tab. So here, see, cursor is highlighting here. If I am highlighting here, that means what? This went into stop state, idle state by applying a stop method. So if you come back to here, again, which method is executed? Start method. If I come here, which method is executed? This stop method. So when stop method is going to be executed, it went to which state? Idle state. Okay. All right. Next, the stop method executes when applet is minimized or moving from one tab to another in the browser. If we consider browser from one tab to another tab also, if we move, then your applet will go to idle state by executing stop method. Destroy. Already you know, after completing execution, or if you want to terminate your applet, we have to execute destroy method. The destroy method executes when the applet window is closed or when the tab containing the web page is closed. So see here, I want to show you. See here, whenever it is there, whenever I am going to click this one, internally destroy method is going to be executed, and your applet viewer or web page will be closed. Stop method executes just before destroy method is invoked. Okay. So first what? Stop method has to be executed. Your applet has to be stopped. Then destroy will be invoked. The destroy method removes the applet object from the memory. Now, whenever I am closing this one, what happens? From the memory, this applet also will be removed. Applet object also will be removed. So up to here, there is no problem. These are different states. We can apply on different state. If you want to come to a new state or born state, we are going to apply init method. If you want to start your applet, we have to execute this start method. If you want to stop, that means if you want to go to idle state, we have to apply stop method. If you want to destroy or terminate or close your applet, we are applying destroy. Now there is a special method called as paint. When this paint will be executed, paint will be executed after start method is executed. If paint method is present in your program, so after starting, your paint method will be executed. See here. So the paint method is used to redraw. Redraw is nothing but drawing. Remember that it's just drawing. The output on the applet display area, right? The paint method executes after the execution of start method. So if we are going to consider paint method in your code, then what happens? If initialization is there, first initialization will be done. After start method will be executed. After, if there is a paint method in your code, then it will go to your paint method. And in that paint method, whatever the things that are present, those things will be applied. Those things are going to be drawn on your applet, right? Whenever the applet browser is resized. Paint method is not specified by applet. Already I have discussed this one. So paint method is not specified by your applet. It is inherited from where? Component. Remember, very important point. Because here we have not discussed anything about these classes. But here I am telling what? Paint method is not specified by the applet. It is inherited from the component. That means what? Init, start, stop, and destroy are specified by your applet. But paint method is specified by whom? Component, and your applet class is inherited that. Okay, right. Now I want to show you the applet skeleton. That means how applet will be there, what are the methods that are present. So just I have written a small code here. So see here, already you know this is an applet tag. In already what I said, initialize, nothing is there to initialize. So no need of keeping anything here. Nothing code is there, start, stop, destroy. But I want to paint something. Okay, so I have drawn what? G dot G dot drawstring of this is an applet skeleton. Okay, see here what happens. First it will come to initialization. Is there anything to execute? Nothing is there. So it will come to start. Is there anything to execute? No. So internally, if we here nothing is there, internally it is going to execute. So what happens? Again it will jump to here, paint method. So what happens here? G dot drawstring, something is there. So it is going to print it on your applet. Already you know what are these two things. From where? In the x-axis where it has to print, and y-axis where it has to print. So that's I have given it as 2020. Okay, already applet size is what here I have specified applet size. Okay, I will execute that program so that you can understand. So the name of this program is what? Applet test. Applet test. Okay, right. So whenever I'm executing this one, what happens? Tell me. Java C space applet test dot Java. Internally, what has been created in your folder? Here class file is created. Remember that class file is created. Now, whenever I am typing, listen, applet viewer space applet test dot Java. What happens? Your applet viewer goes to your code. Which code? For example, which code? Applet test code. What is that applet test code we are having? See here. It will come to here and it will see which code. It will see applet. This is applet tag. And what code it has to execute? Applet test dot class. So from here, the control jumps to class file and it starts execution. So what is the content that is present in your class file? It is nothing but what? This code only. This code only is present, but it is converted into which form? Byte code. So your applet viewer executes this code on your applet, which is having width 300 and height 100. So these things will be happen after pressing this enter for this one. So here what happens? This is an applet skeleton. Okay. This is about the life cycle and applet skeleton. So see, when I am clicking on a close button, internally which method is going to be executed? Destroy method is going to be executed, right? So this is about life cycle and your applet skeleton. Now, very important concept in this one is what? Passing parameters to applet. So till now, we have not passed any parameters. That means what? In a just if you see your app, okay. Before going to this, I want to give you one small uh, another way to execute this one also. That is a instead of having, see, I have already placed that one. I will show you that. Okay. Anyway, already we are having this one. I will take this one. No problem. So in the place of this, okay, 1 minute. See, in the place of this, I can also write another tag, that is object tag also. Okay, if you observe, you can generally we will not use anyway. You can also write what? Object tag. Now see, I will compile this one. I will execute this one. So see, same output you are going to get. That means we can also use what? See, here name of this program is what? 1 minute. You can observe here. Name of this program is what? Applet test. So I have written what? Object object. Now I am saving. Okay, save. Now what happens? I am going to compile. Okay, compile applet test.java only. So compilation is fine and applet viewer. Oh, sorry. Okay, compilation is over. Now let us see applet viewer. See, you are going to get this one. That means what? Not only applet tag, we can also use object tag for this applets. But generally, we will use what? Applets, applet tag only. That means by using a keyword applet. Don't worry about these object and all these things. We can also use. Just remember that. Okay. Anyway, and these can be in capital letters or small letters. No problem. Okay. Don't worry about your. This may be in capital letters or small letters. No problem. Okay. See here. I have saved this one. Now see. No problem. It may be anything. Okay. Right. Now let us see passing parameters to applet. It is somewhat important. We have to understand this one. A very small concept. Here we are going to see one more tag. That is param tag. Param is nothing but parameters. A shortcut they have kept it as a param. Okay. Whenever we want to pass parameters to an applet while executing, we can use a param tag. That means what? For example, your code is written already in some file called as Java file here. In this, your code is written. While I want to pass some parameter to your program, then I have to use which tag? Param tag. Okay, don't worry, I will execute. I will explain later. I will go to the program. So remember one thing. What is meant by passing parameters to applet? Whenever if you want to pass the parameters to an applet, okay, then we have to go to param tag. That means what? These are user defined parameters. So we can supply, like if we are going to consider command line arguments. I think you remember command line arguments. While we are going to execute command line arguments, while executing, that is what Java space program name. After that, what we are going to give? Parameters. Okay, that those are called as what? Are arguments. Those are called as what? Command line arguments. In the same way, we can consider these are also as command line arguments only, because while executing, we are going to pass. That means what? We are going to write this code in where? HTML. Okay, see. So we can supply user defined parameters to an applet using param tag. Each param tag should have what? Name parameter should be there and value attribute should be there. Two attributes should be there. One is name, another one is value, like your key value. Here, what are there? Name attribute and value attribute should be there. So inside the applet code, the applet can refer to that parameter by name. To let us consider. That means if you are going to give name, automatically value is going to be returned. Okay, remember this thing. Next, passing parameters to an applet code using param tag is something similar to passing parameters to main method using command line arguments. Okay, in the same way, how we are going to pass the parameters to the main method by using the concept of command line arguments. In the same way, here also we are passing the parameters to an applet by using the concept of param tag. So first, what we have to do? We have to include a param tag and we have to create some code related to that. Here one method we are going to use whenever we are going to use the concept of param tag. One method has to be used. The name of that method is get parameter. What is the name? Get parameter is a method. Okay. So see here, pass parameters are passed to an applet when it is loaded. So already you know these things. We can define init method in the applet to get hold of parameters. Okay, I will show you directly. Then you can understand easily. Now see here, if you observe this one, I will decrease the size. Okay, no problem. Anyway, so if you see this program, what is going to be happen here? Some str I have taken here. Str equal to what I am taking? Get parameter of string. That means what? I am going to take a parameter. Get parameter means what? It is going to indicate that I am going to take a parameter from the param tag, because here which method I am using? Get parameter. In bracket, what is there? In bracket, some string I have passed. That means what name I have passed. So whenever I am going to give name here, finally the result of return type is what for this one? The value of the string. For example, here I have written some color. Here I have written some color. For color, I have keepin a value as red. So whenever I am asking get parameter of color, it is going to return me what? Value, that is red. In the same way, here I am asking get parameter of string. Don't worry, I will show you the concept. Here already it is there. I will show you. See param tag here. Yes, you can observe entire code, no problem. See here I am asking what? String. String is what? Name. What is the value associated with the string? Applet. So whenever get parameter of string we are going to write, it is going to give me applet. That means this in the place of this entire thing, I am going to get what? Applet. And applet is going to be str. Okay, now see, if str equal to null, if I am not going to pass this one, if str will be null. Okay, now so str equal to Java. If it is none, it is going to be passed Java. I will show you this case also, no problem. So if it is not the case, now we are not going to see this case. Then I will go to this case. Okay. Now come to this one. I have written what? Everything up to here. You know, I am going to write param tag. Param space name should be there. Name attribute only should be there. Value attribute should be there, and you have to give some name and value in double quotes. So see, what is the name? String. What is the value? Applet. I am passing this one to here by using which parameter? Get parameter. Sorry, by using which method? Get parameter. So whenever I am saying get parameter of string, directly it will jump to here, and its name is what? String. Corresponding value is what? Applet. So this applet will go to here. Okay. See here. Whenever you are going to done this, whenever it is going to be get parameter of string, it will come to here and it will check what? Corresponding applet as value. So this applet will be this value will be returned to here. That means in the place of this one, what will be there now? Applet. Okay. Now applet is going to be stored where? In str. That means in str what is there? Applet. For example, you can take any name, no problem. In str what is there? Applet is there. If str equal to null, is str equal to null? No, some string is present here. So it will not go to this one. It will go to here and it will take what? Hello plus in str what is there? Applet is there. So hello plus applet is going to be stored where? Hello plus is nothing but what? Concatenation. So hello applet is going to be stored where? In str. After completing init, it will go to where? Paint method. So g dot draw string of in str what is there now? Hello applet. It will be printed at some location 10 comma 100. Okay. Now see, I will execute this program so that you can observe clearly. See. So here I have taken HTML also. Don't worry. Right. So the name of this program is Hello Param. So Hello Java Param dot Java. Okay. Compilation is successful. Now you can go directly to the HTML file or by using this one also. That means if you go directly HTML file, you can direct double click on that and you will get. But I will show you on applet viewer. So see here hello applet is printed. Why hello applet is printed? Because the value applet is passed from here. For example, now I will remove what? Param tag I will remove. Okay, see from this program, hello Java program. See here. sorry, in applet, in this one, in this HTML, I am going to remove that param tag. See carefully. This one I am going to remove. Okay. I am going to delete this one, and I have saved this one. Okay. See, I will save this one, and again, once again, I will execute this program. Now tell me, am I passing any value? No, I'm not passing any value. So if get parameter asking something, okay, but no, nothing is going to pass because in your param tag, is there anything to pass? Nothing is there. See here, this param tag is not there. But whenever your get parameter of string, if I ask, what happens? Here from here, nothing is going to be written here. That means what? If str equal to what? Null. So if str equal to null, what happens? Str becomes Java. So str equal to hello Java will be printed now. Okay, let us see that. See, what is the output of your program now? Hello Java. So you have to differentiate it with param name. What happens without sorry, with param tag? What happens with without param tag? What happens in this example? Okay. So one thing you have to remember, when we want to pass parameters to an applet, that is user defined parameters to an applet, we have to use a param tag. In param tag, we are going to have what? Two attributes. One is name and second one is value. So whenever and we have to use one method called as get parameter. Whenever we are going to ask a get here, whatever the parameter we are going to pass, the related value is going to be generated. Whenever get parameter of string is here, the related value is going to be returned and it is stored in str in our example. So this is the example of your passing parameters to an applet. Very important, param tag. Remember this one, and better to take this example only. I will forward this document to you, no problem. Okay. All right. This is about passing parameters to an applet. And I want to show you some painting concept. It is not there. Remember one thing, we can also do many things on an applet. Already we have done many things in our lab session, but also if you want to see the time on an applet, already we have seen the concept of some calendar and a date, some other concepts. So we can all apply all those concepts on your applet. So I have taken one small example here. In this example, what is there? In init, what I am going to do? I am going to add a mouse motion listener. Okay, and set background as white color. What I am doing, see here, set color dot black, fill oval. So what here, if this program says what, me dot getx and getY are giving what, already you know, it is going to give you the current to position of your mouse, x and y axis, 5 comma 5. Here what I am saying, fill oval. So I will show you this program and I'll execute this program so you can observe clearly. So I'm going to create an applet here and I'm going to draw on my own here. Okay, see here. I have created an applet and I have created what? And I have added what? A listener, mouse motion listener. 1 minute. Painting demo is there. Wait 1 minute. I will see the program once. So directly open this one. Already I have executed this one. So here you cannot see because the background is what, white. So here if I write something, it will be printed. See, whatever I am writing. Sir, what are these round things here? Why these shape we are going to get? Because I have placed what in my code, I have taken 5 comma 5, fill oval 5 comma 5. Okay. So if I place 2 comma 2, the size of this one will be very small. See here, you can see these dots. If I place 2 comma 2, the dots will be very small. Then you cannot observe the space also. See here, here I can write anything. Okay. So this is one example, just one example for applying a paint method. We can do anything on this applet. Okay, right. Now, this is about paint example on your applet. Now we are going for swing applets. Till now, what we have seen, applets. That means we are applying AWT components on these applets. Now we are going to talk about swing applets. That means we are talking about what now? JApplet. Okay, right. Here nothing is more when compared to your applet. Same all the methods like init, destroy, next one is start, next one is stop. These four methods are same. One small and major difference is what? There we are going to use a paint method. Here we are going to use a paint component method. Okay, see. There remaining all see. Swing applets use the four lifecycle methods: init, start, stop, destroy. Only these methods you can override that are required by applet. Swing applet will not normally override paint. It is going to because to draw anything in swing applet, we are going to override what? Paint component. What is the name? Whenever we are discussing about our swing applets, if we want to draw anything on our applet, we have to use which method? Paint component method. If you want to write or if you want to draw anything on your normal applet, there we have to use which method? Paint method. Okay, so I will show you a small example for this one also. So see, here I have taken one frame, one applet. On this applet init, what I am going to init is there text field I have created, and I have set the boundaries for the text field, and one more button I have created and set the boundaries for that button. First I have added what? B, and text field I have added. Next action listener I have added. Set layout is null. Then okay, here I have not set any layout. By default, layout is going to be there. Now in action performed, what I have done, whenever t dots, when some action is going to be done, action can be done on what? On this button. Okay, so then what has to be printed? Whatever any action that is going to be done on your applet, JApplet, then what has to be done? Your set text. That means what? Your text field has to be filled with welcome to swing applets. Already we know action perform when we are going to get an action events. One example is button. So here we have used only buttons. That means whenever you are going to perform some event by using the button, internally action performed method is going to be executed. Directly, if I want to say, whenever you are going to click on a button, your text field is going to be setted with a text called as welcome to swing applets. So already you know about same code. Applet code will be same. There is no problem. Okay. Right. Now let us see this one also. The name of this one is what? JApplet demo. JApplet demo. Okay, see here. So whenever some action is going to be performed here, that means what? When the action will be performed here, when I click on this one. So what happens? Text is set on your text field. Okay, this is a small example. So in before case, I have drawn something on an applet. So there I didn't get some output. The reason is, see here, what I have done applet, we are painting demo.java. But where is your applet code? In HTML. So if you type here HTML, you will get. I forgot that one. So see here, you can draw here anything. Okay. Right. Okay. So this is the concept. Because here what I have taken in initial before Java, but wherever applet code is present in HTML file, so that we didn't get the output here. So that directly I went to that HTML file and I have opened and I have shown you. Anyway, this is the basics of your JApplet. So remember 4 points. That what are those 4 points? First point is JApplet. Already we have seen hierarchy. If you see hierarchy, you can observe JApplet is a subclass of applet. All the properties of applet will be given to JApplet. But here J for drawing purposes, JApplet is not going to use the paint method. Reason is this paint method is not present in JApplet. Sorry, applet. Your paint method is present in component class. So here swing applet is going to use a paint component method for drawing or for performing any type of painting things on your JApplet. It is going to use paint component method. So whatever the methods we are using in our applet lifecycle, here also those four methods are same. but in the place of paint, we are going to use paint component. Another thing we have to observe what here we have to write what this one, because why we have to import this package, because our JApplet is present in Swing package, which is present in a JavaX library. Okay. Before discussing your Swing components, I will explain about what is meant by this JavaX, why we are coming for Swings, what is the difference between AWT and Swings. I will explain there. Here, just I am focusing on only applet task. Their applet, what is the difference between applet and JApplet? I am just summarizing here. Okay, right. This is the concept. Now, important concept is what? This concept has to be focused, because in our syllabus we are having this concept, painting in Swing. So why here, why we are highlighting this painting in Swing means, because there in our normal applet we are using paint method. Here what we are using, painting component. So here we are focusing on this painting in Swing. So for painting purpose, we are having three distinct methods in our Swing. That is what: paint component, paint border, paint children. All these three methods are belonging to a J component. Okay, these three methods belongs to J component class. Next, paint, but among these three, we are going to use what? Paint component. By using the paint component, we are going to draw, or we are going to write something on your applet, JApplet. So what we have to do? So we have, while we are going to write paint component in bracket, graphic object will be, graphics object will be there, and inside that method, first thing what we have to do means, first line we have to write this one. Okay, first line is what? Super dot paint component. Okay, by writing this one, what happens? Super class portion of the painting process takes place. Don't worry about this thing, just remember that we have to write this thing. Without writing this one also, we will get the output. Next, after that, write the output. That means whatever you want to perform on the tablet, we have to write. First line is this one. Later, whatever we want to perform, we have to write. So see, in paint component, what is there in brackets? Graphics G. Okay, right. Now, already while discussing about border layout, I think there we have discussed the concept of insets. Their inset. That means what? If you want to get the space between the layouts and your container, I have given some space by using the concept of get insets there. In the same way, here also, first before going to paint, or if you do anything on your applet, we have to find out the paintable area. That means up to which area I can paint. So that can be calculated by using the concept of insets. So here, see here, insets means what? From where to where I can perform painting concept. So this is the area defined by the current size, total size of your component or container minus space used by the borders. If you see anything, see here, if I see this one here, if I see this PDF, some borders are there here, small borders are there, for example. So here you can see some other color. So these are what? Some wastage. That means what? Where I can use, up to here only I can use anything. Okay, this is what I can write. For example, I'm opening some document here. You can clearly observe, see, this is entire thing is container. Where I can write here, see, this entire thing is container only. Here you can find some spaces here. Okay, can I write here? Okay, no. Can I do anything here? No. From where to where I can do? From here to here only. This space only I can do. So first we have to find, in our case also, first what we have to do? We have to find our printable area. So how that area is going to be found? By using the concept of get insets. Method is what? Get insets. This method is, see here, this method is defined by container and overridden by J component. Just remember these words, no problem. And it's also going to provide some four fields. Top, bottom, see, top, next one is bottom, next one is left, next one is right. So, and also we are having two methods, get width and get height. So I will use these things in our program so that you can understand clearly. So see this easy concept. Okay. So here I'm going, just I'm not explaining about JApplet now. I am going to explain a painting in Swing. So I'm going to take JPanel. JPanel is also one container. Okay. So here I'm going to use what? First I will explain from main method. Remember one thing, here I'm not discussing about applets. Applet concept is completed. Now I'm going to tell you about how to paint in Swings. Swings means what? It may be J panel, it may be J frame, it may be J applet, anything I will take, and I'm going to show you how to use that one. Okay. Right here. See, main concept is this one. I want to use this one. So public void paint component. First line is what? Super paint component of G. So if I want to get, see here, first what I'm doing, I'm going to create one frame. The name of that frame is what? Vowels sample. Already you know why we are using this exit and close. Whenever you are going to click on into button, it will close. So I'm going to set layout as what? 2, 2. That means what? 2 columns and 2 rows. So how many colors I'm going to take? Color red, 4 colors I'm going to take. In for loop, I'm going to place those numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. Here what happens? Main pan. See, from here you have to observe. Main class panel equal to new main class of colors of I is what? 0. Colors of 0 means here what is that? Red. Main class of red. That means what? From here to where we will go? Here. We will come back to here. And this dot color is what? Red color is set here. After completing, so it will come to here. What is going to execute? It will take the paintable area. So by seeing this one, get width and get height, where we can draw this one first. So first it is empty. So it starts from here, for example. So what it is going to do? It is going to set color as what color I have passed here? Red. So it's going to set as red. What I'm doing? Draw oval. So I'm going to draw oval from here. So from where to where? 0, 0. From here I am drawing width and height. How much? From where to where? From here I can draw. How this width and height will be decided? We have passed 2, 2. No. Based on this, width and height will be decided. So the output of this program will be what? I will show you. See, the name of this program is main class. So listen carefully. It is easy. Java space main class dot Java. So as we are using main here, it is not an applet. So no need of going for applets. Applet viewer. Now see. See what happens here? 4 circles. 4 ovals has been. So what are the colors we are getting? See, first color what I am passed here. What I have passed here? First color I have passed red. So first circle is red. Next one blue. Next one green. Next one cyan. 4 colors I have passed. Sir, you will get it out. Only why these 2 into 2 we are getting? Because I have given what? 2 into 2 only. See here. Up to here only we can use. This small area I cannot use. You can observe here. And this area also I cannot use. This space also I cannot use. This space also I cannot use. Okay. This is going to be inspected by our get insets method. Okay. Right now, sir, I want to change. I want some 9 circles. Okay, change your program. Just to change. So what is your program? Your program name is main class. Just to change the program, that's enough. So just I will place what? Here I want 9. Total 9 I want. So 9 I have taken. So here I am how many? I will change it into 3 into 3. So colors also has to be done. Changed here. So how many 9 colors I want? So here 4 already there. So control C. Once again I'm pasting the same thing here. 8 colors has been completed. And I'm going to use some color, red color. Okay. Right. Now 9 colors are there. Now 3 into 3 I have decided. Now see here. Main class.java. Okay, no problem. Now see. How many? Oh, sorry, I have not saved. I think 1 minute. I have to change some. Here 9 into 9 is there. Okay, no problem. I less than 9 means 0 to 8. No problem. Okay. 1 minute. In the same way here, no problem. Main color. So first we have to check here. How many colors are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So I less than 9, main of colors. Okay, I will save this once again. Okay. Main class.java. So see here how many colors we are getting? 9. 9 vowels we are getting. Why we are going to get 9 vowels? Because see I have drawn 4 ovals. It has set it for entire frame. I have given 9. It has set it for frame. If I give more also, the size of your roll is going to be decreased. And paintable area, I have set it what? Insets. So paintable, how much paintable area is there? In that area only we can paint. So if I remove this one, if I want to play 16, for your sake, see, I'm going to play 16 here, for example, and I have to change these colors. Already 9 are there. Again 7 I have to add. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For example, I'm going to add these things. Okay, no problem. Any color. See, I have added how many? Total 16 are there. Save. So you can observe clearly what is the difference. Okay, see. Now I have not changed this 3 into 3. So 3 rows are there. Now I want to change this one into 4 into 4. So total 16 are there. No, I want to change it into 4 into 4. So now see, you can get clearly how many circles will be there. 4 and 4. The size of the circle also going to be decreased. See. Okay, now you can see what? 4 into 4. Okay. This is the concept of painting in our swing. So you can observe clearly. So there we are going to use paint. Here in our swing concept, we are going to use a method called as a paint component. Okay. This is